I see what host Chaps and Chappets, Game Chap and Birdie here. Yes, fellows, and I dare say we are now discussing here some rather interesting news, which appears to be an official line from the official Chaps themselves on the subject of Minecraft 2 for the first time in a very long time, along with more, you know.
We most certainly are, and plenty more to discuss as well. So, Minecraft 2, well, it's a name that's been put around and an idea that's been put around for a couple of years, I think.
Indeed, it's been on the table for a very long time, with many people perhaps in the backs of their minds thinking, well, this Minecraft, of course, is a very good game, but, you know, just we can all dream, what about the possibility of a Minecraft 2?
Well, exactly. Now, as you know, unless you've been sleeping somewhere else or been asleep for the last few weeks, Microsoft has, of course, bought Mojang for $2.5 billion.
An awful lot of money, that's right.
Most certainly. And so what are they going to do? Well, someone was asked, in fact Mr. Spencer was asked, who's the chief of Xbox over there, I think, isn't he?
That's right, we're talking Phil Spencer here, Fiddles, the Xbox chief. He was in fact interviewed and some questions were put directly to him.
Most certainly, and of course one of them was about Minecraft 2, whatever that might mean, 3D or something special new Minecraft, whatever.
Yes, now Mr. Phil Spencer was asked a very direct question about Minecraft 2, and his response was interesting, for you'll see it wasn't to the positive or to the negative, it was, I would say, perhaps a tad hesitant, old chap. He said, I don't know if Minecraft 2, you know, if that's the thing that makes the most sense, he said. He said, the community around Minecraft is as strong as any community out there. We need to meet the needs and the desires of what the community has before we get permission to go off and do something else.
Most certainly very interesting, and as you said, he didn't say yes, but of course he didn't say no. But what he did say is, quote, meeting the desires and needs, or the needs and desires of the community.
That's
now,
right.
The thing is, you see, what are they, or what do Microsoft perceive them to be?
Well, indeed, I think what we can see here is they're being very, very careful not to upset anyone, whilst also perhaps hinting that they do have some ideas for the game, and perhaps they want to ensure they're going to be well received.
Well, yes, most certainly ideas for the game, which means that Minecraft 2, whatever that may be, is not necessarily ruled out. But of course, he did say, it doesn't mean that everything we're going to do is going to map to 100% of the acceptance of the community, you see.
Ah, yes.
So no doubt they've got things planned, which perhaps they feel may be a little bit, maybe not well received. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I mean, to his credit, he did say, you know, because I don't know if there is any topic where 100% of people agree, and it's quite true. No matter what you do, I think that's Jeb's law. Someone's going to complain, aren't they? But there you are. Indeed, so perhaps, I dare say, as Birdie says, Minecraft 2 is not off the table. It's not strictly on the table either, but it has not been ruled out. We are certainly looking at a possibility here, perhaps for the mid to long term.
Most certainly, and whatever that might be, we'll have to wait and see. But it would seem that Microsoft very much want to focus on the community and about how they can grow it, and of course on their various platforms.
Indeed, they're very much looking at taking control of this game, assuming the responsibility for the game, changing the way it works perhaps to suit their plans and what they perceive as better serving the community, and then extending from there onwards. You'll see, I quote Phil Spencer once again, but we look at job one as to go out and meet the needs of the Minecraft community first, and then we can think about ways that we can actually help grow it. That's our sole focus. So he very much is sending that message across to us.
Most certainly. And of course, as we said just a minute ago, what are the needs of the Minecraft community? Well, they're out there doing their thing at the moment, and they seem to be quite happy. So what are their needs? Obviously, as I said, Microsoft perceives that they do have something that they need.
Well, yes, and now about that, let's talk updates, old boy, because of course I say it's hard to deny that one of the major needs of the Minecraft community is updates and more game content. Now, of course, recently we know the Mojang Chaps have perhaps been busy with the deal and with other things, so there's been a certain stemming of updates. There have not been quite as many updates recently, not as much news and new things being added. We've had little pre-releases and dribs and drabs, but not the sort of vast expansions we were seeing before. Now, of course, this could just be down to a lull, or it could indeed be because something's going on behind the scenes between the two companies as they make this deal happen.
Well, I think the latter is most likely to be the reason.
Yes.
Certainly updates have been, well, keeping Minecraft well afloat in the water over these years.
Oh, yes.
The new things, the Enderman came out, the
horses,
the
Wither,
yes, indeed, the enchanting table, etc.
The new biomes,
the end, all of these things, bringing life into it and keeping it nice and buoyant and happy, you see.
That's right.
Recently, of course, with this thing going on, the Mojang Chat has been talking a lot about things that are going and what, you know, next 1.9, what is it, 1.8 or 9, I think?
1.9 next,
1.
I think.
9, but not really talking too much about new features, but rather about, you know, smaller things and not necessarily new mobs and things like that.
Yes, or is what we're seeing here perhaps a maintenance period where we're actually sort of maintaining the game and releasing small updates, as opposed to a full-on upgrade period or session perhaps, which might take a very long time and which would ultimately flow over into Microsoft's time when the deal's finalised.
Well, most certainly. And of course, the thing is, in the long term, what are Microsoft going to do?
Yes.
Now, one of the things Mr. Spencer also said was, I think that we've learned through Xbox Live is something that we can help in unifying a little bit of what happens with Minecraft today, he said.
So he said, basically, the information and the data they've gathered on Xbox Live is something they can draw on to help, as he says, unify what happens with Minecraft.
Most certainly. Now, he then went on to say something rather interesting. If I'm on PC, he said, I get access to the mod servers.
Oh.
If I'm on console or the mobile editions, I don't. We're looking at how we do bring the whole system, or that whole system, together a little more. There's an interesting one.
This is interesting, and he finished off by saying, because there are other games out there that let me move from screen to screen fairly seamlessly, and of course that's very true. He's perhaps saying that, or suggesting there, that you can access mod servers on PC, but you can't on Xbox and other consoles, mobile devices, etc. and so forth, and perhaps he's not necessarily too happy with that arrangement, so he's looking away at bringing unity and, this whole sense of cohesion to the whole thing, so perhaps you can access the same servers and the same Minecraft from your PC as you can on the Xbox and your mobile device, etc. and so forth. And of course, perhaps, I guess he might be looking to eliminate this situation where you've got updates coming out on the PC and then it's not until 2 or 3 months or even years later that they finally appear on the other devices.
Most certainly. So that unifying thing, if for anyone perhaps thinks a little deeper there than the surface, how could they do that? Well, we don't know. There's different ways I suppose they could do it. But could it be that if they made, for example, not saying that they will, but just say they had their own server, which was the main server or servers, and they said, right chaps, these are now the server or servers that you'll be able to connect to, and there's mods in there that you can somehow plug into, whether you're on the PC or the Xbox or whatever. So then having a Microsoft central server or servers, who knows what might happen to the others?
I think that's a very possible idea. We could see it going the way of Battlefield and other shooters and games like that, where we have, yes, some official servers, perhaps Microsoft, etc. and so forth, and also possibly the option to host your own server a la Battlefield 4, where perhaps you can go out and rent a server, etc. and so forth, and server hosting space that people can then connect to, but perhaps with maybe a little bit less freedom than what we're currently seeing now.
Most certainly, so perhaps that's one way they could do it. But the whole Unity thing is something that they're rather strong on at the moment, it would seem.
Yes, that's right. Now, indeed, we have the Unity thing there to consider, but just drawing away from that quickly, Mr. Spencer also said that he feels the Minecraft series has such headroom as an IP, and he also said, I see us, Microsoft, as shepherds of the IP. Now, of course, this is a very true statement. Now, just at this exact point in time, of course, the Mojang chaps are currently still in control of Minecraft, but once that deal's finalised and the contracts have been signed and the money's changed hands, etc. and so forth, the Microsoft chaps will of course be in control and they'll have the final say over the game. So they'll be very, very keen to ensure that whatever they do is not only met with a good response from the community, but also, I would imagine, turns a profit for them.
Well, most certainly, there's many things that they could do, perhaps. We don't know what they'll do. We're not trying to say that what they're going to do. They'll do what they want to do.
Yes.
But just look at the Minecraft 2, or perhaps a reissue, a rebirth of Minecraft in some way, whatever that might add to make it a Minecraft 2. That could be one way, of course, and is very often used by large companies, to reintroduce what they want to actually have on the platform and carefully and tidily get away, sort of rid of all the bits and pieces that were hanging on of the other one that they don't want.
Well, indeed, I mean, we've seen it
New
before.
for old.
We've had this before in Minecraft videos. We had a huge refactoring of the code. Over 90% of the original code from the days of Notch was swept away, and there was this dynamic reshuffle with all new code, and indeed it's entirely possible it could happen again. Microsoft could take the whole code and once more sweep most of it away and refactor the whole lot. Goodness only knows, they could turn it all into high-grade HD 3D graphics for all we know. We could have Steve looking like the Xbox Live player avatars. You just never know what they could do with it, old chap.
Most certainly, I think we shouldn't, just throw out the windows that they won't possibly do something like that, a rewrite to, to work on their own platforms or whatever they want it to do.
Oh yes, it's quite possible.
That's very possible.
Because certainly, if you do want to unify the Xbox with the with the mobile devices and of course the PC version and bring them all into one, you're going to need a certain code consistency across all those platforms, and that could perhaps be quite difficult to implement. And of course, there's the other consideration: will the other platforms, like the mobile devices, keep back or hold back in some way the major PC and console platforms?
Well, exactly, yes, indeed, we don't know that.
So there's many, many considerations for both Microsoft and us here, I think, old boy.
Almost certainly, yes. I think they'll want to even them out. PC, Xbox, and all the other platforms. have some form of evenness about them, I think.
Indeed, old boy. So certainly as far as scales of tasks go, Microsoft, they really have a very, very large scale task on their hands here. It's no small feat, and it remains to be seen just exactly how they're going to handle this and turn Minecraft into a more modern, perhaps more interesting, engaging and relevant game for the current audience, which reflects their desires as well as those of the community. Striking that balance right is very important, I think.
Most certainly, and just coming back there quickly to the Minecraft 2, if you're thinking and wondering about that, well, I don't think we should completely forget about Minecraft 2. It could well happen, whatever that may be, but how it happens and what it comes out to be may not be perhaps what we first perceived when we first heard the word Minecraft 2.
Oh, no. You have to remember, old chap, this is not Notch here anymore. This is, in fact, Uncle Bill, as we say, or more technically, Phil Spencer and his team, who will perhaps be calling the shots on what happens. So we could have Minecraft HD, we could have Minecraft 2, we could have Minecraft goodness only knows what.
We could have Minecraft Microsoft?
Minecraft Microsoft Edition, we could have Minecraft Genuine Advantage, we could have all sorts of things, you know.
Yes.
Very well then, for those most interesting news, and I dare say I'm sure you're as excited as we are to see exactly where the Redmond Chaps Microsoft are going to take everyone's favourite blockbuster game.
Most certainly, yes, tell us what you think. See what you think about it. What do you think they'll do?
Indeed, that is the $1 million question, I say, or the $2.5 billion question, actually, old boy.
Yes,
but
catching!
Catching, there we go, for else. Thank you guys for joining us in this game show, but in news update bulletin of sorts, and we look forward to seeing you once more in the next exciting idea, I say. Until then.